Walk out of here vintage heavyweight champion.
The human highlight reel, a man ready to take it to a whole nother level. Mike Cruz earning that title shot, and listen to this crowd here, Timothy. Over the last 6 months or so in vintage wrestling, Mike Cruz has shown no respect, whether it's Milo Beasley, whether it's Simon Says, whether it's all the people behind us. The Vintage Nation no longer feeling the love from Mike Cruz. And you can hear this crowd tonight. They're not too happy the real deal's here.
Let me ask you a question, Blake. Okay, you talk about his whole new attitude adjustment. How many heavyweight title shots did Mike Cruz get? None. This is his first one-on-one heavyweight championship opportunity. So obviously that attitude adjustment was needed because no one, including yourself, was showing him the respect he rightfully deserved.
Well, Cruz's attitude change has obviously allowed him to move up the charts, but I'll tell you what.
Dominated the charts.
He's got an opportunity of a lifetime here tonight against the Emerald Emperor.
Then this guy, he walks around like he owns the place. Futures right there. Let me explain something to you, Blake Chadwick. The reason Simon Says wears green is out of jealousy. He is jealous that in his pinky, he doesn't hold the talent that the real deal Mike Cruz has, and that's why Cruz walks away tonight the vintage heavyweight champion.
I am not buying the man that walked out of Wrestle Brawl 6 standing tall, the heavyweight champion, the most popular man in vintage wrestling. I'm not buying for 1 second. Simon Says he's jealous of anybody. But I'll tell you what, Timothy, a fighting champion he is. Winning that title for Francisco Chiato, stepping up against Johnny Vandal, Chris Hero, and now the real deal Mike Cruz. But the difference between those men and again, Timothy, the one difference between those men and Mike Cruz, Simon Says has a personal relationship with Mike Cruz. He had a very personal relationship with him. They were very good friends, and just like we saw with Team Santee a little bit early on, that friendship is no more.
I was there when it all started, Blake Chadwick, FXC Academy. We all grew up together. Myself, Mike Cruz, Simon Says, a long list of guys you see on the Florida scene, but only one of them wears heavyweight gold, and only one of them is going to walk out with gold here tonight, and that's Mike Cruz.
A tail of the tape for our heavyweight title match. Simon Says 6'4", 206 pounds from Bridgeport, Connecticut. Mike Cruz 5'7", 160 pounds from Brooklyn, New York. Simon Says a former two-time tag team champion, two-time internet television champion, and completing that triple crown, winning that heavyweight title back in January at Wrestle Brawl 6. Mike Cruz, a former two-time tag team champion and internet television champion. Bell sounds, this one's underway. Referee Austin Howell assigned to this contest. And look at Says stopping a mud hole at Cruz, and damn it, he's walking it dry.
Yeah, look how Simon Says panders to the crowd. Cruz is here for gold. Simon Says is here for adulation. That's the difference between these two athletes.
And there's a Says press, and he's going to town there on Cruz. You want to talk about focused. You want to talk about being more determined than ever to dispatch your opponent after being slapped right in the mouth after that heavyweight title defense and a long road ahead. Simon Says for the last 5 weeks has been looking to take Mike Cruz and get rid of him at Vintage Wrestling.
Absolutely, and he may want to win tonight, but focused I would not say, because you see Simon Says pandering to the crowd just like he is right now. That Blake Chadwick is not focused. Mike Cruz doesn't give a rat's ass about these fans because he is focused.
Certainly does not care about these fans. Oh, wait a minute. Simon Says,
watch out, Blake.
The fans are spilling over here. He's going to send Cruz right into the fans. Oh. And there's the Irish whip, and he takes out about 3 rows of chairs. Pandemonium breaking loose here in downtown Orlando.
What did Mike Cruz ever do to Simon Says to deserve
He
treatment
slapped
like
him
that?
right in the mouth in front of all these people last month.
Yeah, well, Blake, this is a goddamn wrestling match, not an all-out brawl. This needs to go back in the ring and let a true athlete walk out of here with the gold.
The action spilling through the outside, all through the crowd. We're going to try to bring in the action as best we can here from the broadcast location, folks. This is not pinfalls count anywhere. Referee Austin Howell right now using his discretion to keep this match alive.
No, the referee's not using his discretion. He's pandering to Simon Says. He's probably a Simon Says guy. Let's get an unbiased official out here.
As are a few hundred of these fans here in downtown Orlando. Simon Says guys. As Says, he grabs Cruz. He's going to send him back into the ring.
There he goes, just craving that adulation. He should be a little bit more focused on retaining his championship.
And to his credit, Timothy, Mike Cruz has built up a lot of momentum here in Vintage. At Wrestle Brawl 6, taking out Milo Beasley in that street fight, and then also knocking off international superstar Craig Classic in what was a classic matchup at a long road ahead. As Mike Cruz with that double stomp on the arm of Says, and now he might be trying to go to work there on that left arm of the Emerald Emperor.
Yeah, it looks like nobody's riding the Says Express if that arm's broken.
That is some great psychology there by Mike Cruz, picking apart that arm, because if he takes out the arm, Timothy, as you just said, that Says Express lariat, if he can even hit it at all, will have much less impact.
Yeah, train station's closed, my friend.
And Cruz stomping away there on Simon Says.
Yeah, karma's a bitch there, Simon Says, let me tell you.
They're just wrenching that arm in between that middle rope.
Now, let's see if Powell's truly unbiased here, as Cruz now has control outside of the ring. And look at him,
He's
immediately
counting away.
Starting that count.
Of course he's counting
He
on the
wasn't
outside of the
counting for
ring.
Says.
Unbelievable right now. The referee trying to maintain order here.
Really, Blake, where was he maintaining order just moments ago when Says was tossing Cruz through the chair?
And he's got that arm, and look at him just pull it back, driving that shoulder right into the ring post, and just wraps that arm around the ring post. This new attitude of Mike Cruz
Future right there.
is on full display right here. And he measures him up and kicks him right in the temple.
This is almost 15 years, I'd say this has been building up. It was the early 2000s and we were all in FXE Academy. Simon Says, always the teacher's pet. I remember, I was there. Just like Says looks for the adulation from the fans, he was kissing the trainer's ass in school too.
Mike Cruz debuting nearly 8 years ago in the summer of 2007, and the strides he has made are nearly second to none.
Let me tell you something about Cruz and those strides, okay? Cruz wasn't hanging out with the trainers, kissing up and hanging out and wanting their praise and adulation back at FXE Academy. Cruz is there to train, there to wrestle, and there to dominate as an athlete. All Simon Says cared about was kissing ass.
A modified Fujiwara armbar here, almost mixed with a hammerlock. Nice job by Cruz to keep Simon grounded. And you got to think, Timothy, the longer this match goes, that endurance factor probably favoring Mike Cruz.
Absolutely, because Cruz is the only real athlete inside that ring.
And Timothy, if you take a look there at Simon Says his left leg, it looks like it's busted open as he's got a couple of cuts, and he looks like he might be bleeding there from the knee.
That's the real deal right there.
As the foot being driven into the throat there by
Again.
Mike Cruz. He's got 5 seconds to break. Austin Howell wants this match to end by pinfall or submission and not via count out or disqualification.
I just think the referee's a little bit more lenient to the champion. That's all I'm saying. I have a right to my opinion, Blake, don't I?
Of course you do. I'll have to see the
It's not
tape
even
of this
opinion.
again.
I'm just stating the obvious.
Says gonna send him for a ride. And Cruz there, gonna put on the brakes. He's got him belly to back suplex and dumps him right on the back of his head. And
Hey,
now
I'll give Simon Says $5 if he can kip up.
And Timothy, look at the confidence brimming here from Mike Cruz. Ever since that attitude changed, like you said, he has really taken it to a whole nother level. As here he comes, drops that third knee right on Says. 1, 2.
Championship level.
And a 2.5 there as Mike Cruz
So
is a half a
close.
count away from tasting his first ever heavyweight championship here at Vintage.
6 years Cruz had to wait. An attitude adjustment, all necessary for him to get his opportunity.
The catalyst was back in July at Summer Bash 2014. He cost Milo Beasley that heavyweight title in a six-pack challenge. And ever since then, him and Beasley have been at odds. He took out Beasley, of course, at Wrestle Brawl. And over the last couple of months, he's gone to a whole nother level as he has put himself in position to be that #1 contender. And I'll tell you what, Timothy, the fans here in downtown Orlando have to be feeling that title slipping out of their grips of the Vintage Nation.
Absolutely, that's why they started clapping for Mike Cruz. You just heard it moments ago.
As says here, trying to get himself back to his feet, understanding that
There they
title,
go, clapping for Cruz again.
as I think the crowd trying to will Simon Says back to 100%. As
Yeah, that's
Cruz
just your opinion.
has him in the corner here. As Simon now, we thought he might have been bleeding out of his knee there, Timothy. It looks like he might be bleeding from his nose.
The champ on some rocky ground right now.
And there's a Uranagi out of the corner. Nice job by Says putting on the brakes. Mike Cruz is thrown down. Both men trying to get back to a vertical base. The Vintage Heavyweight Championship hanging in the balance here. Simon Says trying to use the fans in downtown Orlando to will him back to his feet. Mike Cruz looks to be maybe going for that get big swanton bomb that he put Milo Beasley through a table with a couple of months ago. Says goes for the double sledge. Cruz blocks it. Says continues to fire back here. And Says some right hands. There's a clothesline. And there's a double sledge right to the midsection. And those Says sledges take him down.
That Says bleeding from the nose too, and he just realized
and
it.
Timothy, he sees that blood, and that's going to kick it into a whole nother gear here for Simon. Cruz with the back elbow now. Charges out of the corner, and he eats the boot of Says. And a rare high-risk move there, that leg lariat. Rarely do you see Simon Says leave his feet. And he nails that leg lariat, digging very deep into his bag
Wow,
of tricks.
did you just hear the words that came out of Sez's mouth?
We're going to go ahead and keep those censored.
Very uncharacteristic of the green guy.
As Says really showing the lack of respect for Mike Cruz that Cruz mutually showed him. Cruz has him, German suplex.
Here comes that natural athleticism I was talking about before.
And Timothy, he's going to roll with him here. There's a second one, and he holds that waist lock. Could we be seeing a third German suplex here by the Real Deal? If he hits this one here, Timothy, and he holds into a bridge, we might be looking at a brand new heavyweight champion. He does it, he's going to keep rolling with him. Mike Cruz digging so deep here. Cruz trying to snap it back off for another one. Says puts on the brakes, goes for a clothesline, and Cruz
And right back
hits
to the
that
suplexes.
fourth German suplex, and it looks like he's going for a fifth. Timothy, I've never seen this kind of resiliency from Mike Cruz in these rolling German suplexes.
You know, Blake, it sounds cliche at this point, but I'm going to go ahead and say it. Looks like Simon Says is taking that big, long trip to Suplex City.
As there's the fifth one.
And I hate
One,
cliches.
Two, and Says gets that boot up on the middle rope. And you got to think, Timothy, are there any suplexes left in the arsenal of Mike Cruz? Does he have anything left in the tank to get 6'4" and 206 pounds up and over once again?
Blake, the only thing I'm thinking right now is that Simon Says is one lucky SOB.
As Cruz now trying to put himself in position to win this title. The crowd here in downtown Orlando rallying behind the champion. Says gonna meet him in the corner with an elbow. Perches himself up on that middle rope. Step up enziguri by Mike Cruz. Says laid out there.
I don't think there's anybody home in there.
The lights on, but nobody home.
Absolutely not. I don't think Simon Says, you're the champ. You're the champ.
As Mike Cruz going for a superplex, perhaps. Both men in high-risk territory here. Says, there's a headbutt. Look at the headbutts here by Says.
Says just going on pure instinct and adrenaline at this
And that's going
point.
to knock Mike Cruz off. Simon Says, Timothy,
In over a year of me being a part of vintage wrestling, I don't think I've ever seen Simon Says complete a high-risk maneuver.
Well, even Ric Flair pulled it off every once in a while.
Says goes up, and a missile drop kick. You've got to be kidding me. Simon Says digging so deep into the playbook, and it's interesting there, Timothy, taking a page out of Mike Cruz's playbook almost, going to high-risk territory.
Well, it was the second turnbuckle, Blake. We'll call it mid-risk territory.
As Simon Says, he's trying to get back to his feet. He might have lost feeling in that hand. Mike Cruz's days right now.
I will give Says all credit, though. He has pulled out all the stops here. 6th anniversary vintage heavyweight title on the line. And look at these two now crawling up as they continue to battle it out.
Simon Says on one knee, Mike Cruz on 2 knees, going back and forth right in the center of the ring with right hands and European uppercuts. These former friends, realizing how important that vintage heavyweight title is, they're continuing to go at it as hard as they possibly can. Says and Cruz beating the living tar out of each other right here. Says getting the upper hand here, and Cruz with that kick right to the back. Says now, he's dazed.
I don't know how Says is standing.
And Says retaliates with a slap of his own. He grabs him here. He was going for that swinging side slam. And
Submission maneuver!
Cruz grabs him by the arm. Could he be locking in that crossface? That label lock. He's got the label lock in. He's got it right in the center of the ring. Simon Says there's nowhere to go, Timothy. He has no choice but to tap out. We could be looking at a brand new heavyweight champion.
And Cruz has it locked in, smack dab center of the ring. Odds are not in Says' favor that he's going to make it to the ropes.
Referee Austin Howell checking in.
And after all those hits to the back of his head, I mean, Says could be going out cold here.
Referee Austin Howell trying to check in here. And Simon Says is still hanging alive. Oh, his hand's not hitting the mat. It's not touching the mat again. As Simon Says is hanging on for dear life here, Timothy. He's trying to crawl back to his feet. He rolls over, and he's got in the ropes. He's in the ropes, and Mike Cruz is going to be forced to break.
Luck on the green guy's side once again.
As Simon Says, trying to crawl back to his feet here. Mike Cruz, we've yet to see him go for that swanton, and we've yet to see him go for that single leg crab.
But he's trying to go for another belly to back, though.
We've already seen him hit 5 Germans in this one. O'Connor roll. He's got
Rolls
the
him up.
O'Connor roll.
1, 2. We got a new champ.
Says, oh, he's got him. Buzzkill. He's got a buzzkill locked in. He's got it in. He's going to tap. Is Cruz going to tap? He's got nowhere to go. Mike Cruz is trapped. He's got nowhere to go. Simon Says busting out some new offense here today. As Simon Says trying to fight here. Can he lock it in? Can Simon Says win this one? And Cruz is in the ropes. So neither submission's going to work out for both men. Going very deep into their bag of tricks here as the vintage heavyweight title remains in the balance. What a main event at Vintage's 6th anniversary show.
Absolutely amazing vintage heavyweight title on the line. The crowd growing a respect for both athletes right now as both of them leaving it all on the line here tonight.
Wait a minute, Timothy. He's setting him up. Says express. Cruz ducks underneath.
Cruz ain't taking that ride.
That kick. Says kicks him in the midsection. He goes for the cutter. Oh no, Austin Howell. He puts on the brakes. And he kicks him right in the back of the head. Super kick. Oh no, new champion. 2, 3.
We got a new champ. We got a new.
Oh my goodness. We were 2 7/8. Just a fraction of a second away. I thought we were about to see a brand new heavyweight champion. As Mike Cruz arguing with referee Austin Howell here, none too pleased how this is going down. He pushes the ref. He's got to be careful. No DQ. Oh, he pushes him over, rolls him up. 1, 2, and he kicks out. The Tommy Young special doesn't work out there.
Told you this ref was biased.
As Says goes for the Says Express. Cruz ducks underneath, kicks him in the midsection. Says
tries to put on the brakes, but Cruz here, those educated feet on display.
How many kicks to the back of his head can Simon Says take?
Down goes Simon. Mike Cruz, he's climbing up. Timothy, he's trying to hit that get big swanton bomb. If Cruz gets big,
right to the back of his skull, Blake.
nobody
the knees.
home. Nobody home.
He came down on Simon Says' knees right to the back of his head. The one place where you don't want to land.
And Cruz has got to be feeling that. He'll be feeling that for weeks. As Says now, he might have found an opening. Can he put himself in position to hit that Says Express?
If both of these men don't leave here with concussions tonight, I'll be shocked.
Pushes him off, goes for the super kick. Says, and there's a return slap. Kick, wham, cutter. Down goes Cruz. He's in position, off the ropes. And he decapitates him. Right with the Says Express, 2, 3, and Simon Says is still your vintage heavyweight champion.
Blake. As much as I can't stand that crowd pandering green guy, I got to give it up to both men. That was unbelievable.
What an incredible match. Back and forth affair. You can see just how well these two men know each other. Well scouted. They knew each other's moves. They went back and forth. Multiple submissions. 5 German suplexes by Mike Cruz on Simon Says. But at the end of the night, at the end of the 6th anniversary show, the Emerald Emperor is standing tall, still your heavyweight champion.
Absolutely amazing, amazing performance put on by both amazing athletes. Mike Cruz has nothing to be ashamed of here tonight. In my mind, he is a champion.
What an incredible match. Again, the Emerald Emperor is still the vintage heavyweight champion, but Timothy, now the question begs, who is the #1 contender? Who is next in line to take on Simon Says? Does Francisco Chiata finally get his rematch? Is it time for the marquee Bruce Santee? Is someone else going to step up and throw their name in the hat? Only one way to find out. VintageWrestlingFL.com, Vintage Wrestling on Facebook. Keep checking it out. A long road ahead. We saw that last month. We're coming to the end of the line in May 17th, Sunday night, right here at the Downtown Rec Center in Orlando, Florida. I have absolutely no idea who's going to step up, but Simon Says better be ready.
It'll be an interesting night. End of the line. Could it be the end of the line for the vintage heavyweight champion? We can only find out then.
So once again, folks, a great night here from downtown Orlando at the Downtown Rec Center. Vintage celebrates their 6th anniversary show. The Black Nature Boy, Scoot Andrews, making a great appearance, a great debut for Vintage. Beast Mode, the Dark City Fight Club. It's just a matter of time before that powder keg is ready to blow for the Vintage Tag Team titles. Jethro, he gets disqualified, but Afro Boy, things between them have gotten personal as it relates to the internet television title. Timothy, what a great night of action we saw.
Unbelievable.